Biden just handed out a pardon, and it's not for Hunter.
Peach weighs 41 pounds and loves to eat hot dish and tater tots and cross-country skis. You know, dreams to see, but the real dream he has is to see the Northern Lights, I'm told. Through it all, they stayed calm, they gobbled on, and still gobble. Well, fellas, your prayer's going to be answered today. Based on your temperament and commitment to being productive members of society, I hereby pardon Peach and Blossom.
Now, we only saw one of the turkeys today at the ceremony. Peach was there, but Primetime fears that something scary may have befallen Blossom. Our minds immediately went to the prime suspect, Commander. We hear he has an alibi, and we're going to keep you posted. We're just told that Peach and Blossom are leaving the White House now together and heading to a farm in Minnesota where they'll see some greener pastures. And Biden might join them soon, but before he waddles out the door, there's a Biden who needs a pardon. Hunter. It was just 2 Thanksgivings ago that Hunter, during their annual Nantucket family feast, convinced his father to run for re-election. And we all know how that turned out. Biden family Thanksgivings are legendary. It's where Jimmy the Chin squabbled with Frankie Four Fingers over a drumstick, and that's how Frankie got his nickname. So emotions are going to be riding high Thursday, and Hunter's set to be sentenced next month. He still has a documentary film crew following his every move, so there could be cameras around the table while the Biden family debates the felon's fate. The media doesn't care if Biden pardons his son. They say his legacy's already in shambles, and the big guy's been stabbed in the back so many times, what does he have to lose? Joe's already fast-tracking citizenship for illegals and letting Ukraine fire American-made missiles into Russia. The question we should be asking is, will Biden leave the White House peacefully? So far, he's pretending like he is, and he's saying his final goodbyes. He invited donors over to the White House this weekend for a black tie party, and he left them with one last message.
Don't jump in the pool. Jill and I are hosting this dinner tonight for a very simple reason. Say thank you. Thank you to so many dear friends.
But many of those good friends didn't show up, even the ones who donated millions. Insiders who were invited and didn't go are calling it the losers' party. Many said they didn't want to be associated with the Dems right now because of the embarrassing loss to Donald Trump in the election and anger over the $1.5 billion spent on the campaign that failed. And after the so-called loser party, where the only one who skinny dipped was the president, he flew to Staten Island for Friendsgiving.
Bad news is I'm going to end up feeding you. Pastor?
Thank you, sir.
Say an extra prayer for me, will you?
Yes, Mr. President.
But Kamala didn't get the invite. Instead, the White House posted a picture of her waving bye as she got on a plane. Sounds like they've said their last goodbye to Kamala, too. She's been in Hawaii doing a little soul searching. Harris and Dougie Fresh are shacking up at a $1,300 a night, 5,200 square foot vacation villa owned by the Mondavis. Yeah, the wine family. I'm sure Kamala's working her way through the cellar as we speak. Our spies haven't spotted Kamala on the beach or the golf course. We hear she's been working the phones while Doug works on his tan. She's calling Democrats and saying, I am staying in the fight. She's eyeing the White House again. She wants to run in 28. And it's not just Republicans who think that's a great idea. Some Democrats are open to it, too. No, really. They say she deserves a second shot. They say she's up in the polls, and she's proved a lot of skeptics wrong as a political athlete. Some Democrats, though, aren't too sure.
There's been almost nothing written about how she performs the candidate. Admirable of her people not to leak about it. But I guarantee you, particularly the people who worked for Barack Obama and even Hillary Clinton, they know full well what a disastrous candidate they was.
Obama and the Clintons both knew Kamala was a problem before the election, and she didn't prove them wrong. Bubba knew the whole time.
We have to just keep fighting. I can't say I was surprised. I had the feeling all along that at the end, this thing might break one way or the other, and all the so-called swing states would vote together because the last 2, 3, 4% were actually pretty much alike throughout the country.
The Ragin' Cajun's frothing at the mouth like a rabid raccoon. He's letting the Kamala campaign have it for appeasing woke millennial interns. Watch.
Not only am I not interested in your opinion, I'm not even going to call you by your name. You're 23 years old. I don't really give a what you think. And let me tell you another huge error this made, is when people said campaigns need to reflect progressive values. No, they don't. No, they don't. If I were running a 2028 campaign and I had some little snot-nosed 23-year-old saying, I'm going to resign if you don't do this, not only would I fire that motherfucker on the spot, I would find out who hired them and fire that person on the spot. I'm really not interested in your uninformed, stupid jack opinion.
Democrats got lucky with the pandemic and won the White House with Biden, and they knew they got lucky with all those mail-in ballots out there, but they were too afraid to acknowledge that. So they kept up this tough guy act like they could do it again, when deep down they knew they didn't have the bench or ideas to repeat.
A blind man could see the Democrats got their ass kicked. You have no bullpen. Who is it? Trump's been the Republican nominee since 2016.
Yeah.
Okay? It is clear that that's who conservatives want in the White House, okay? That's who they supported. When you look at the Democrats, they grease the skids. This is the person we want. It's her turn. It was Hillary's turn in 2016. That's for the voter to decide. And then I looked at their bullpen, and they had no one. They had no one. They had no one that could compete with Donald Trump.
Just like they were afraid to tell Joe to step down, now they're afraid to tell Kamala. Democrats can't tell a black woman who got more votes than Obama to take a seat. The best they can do is whisper it. An anonymous Democrat tells Politico, I can't conceivably imagine the party turning to her a second time. The Democrat power brokers are being diplomatic and trying to give her an off-ramp to be governor of California, but she's worried it might be a step down in prestige. The princess has always been a little concerned with optics. But Democrats have a way of making decisions for the politicians. You know, you can't let the people decide these things. So if Kamala does run again, she better watch out.
People who are thinking about 2028, they've got very skilled staff. They're going to start to leak stories to make sure that she doesn't jump to the front of the line and cut them out. And I don't think any Democrat fears her in 2028.
If you thought the backstabbing was bad with Biden, just wait. This is an open primary, and Democrats have PTSD from running women and losing. But a rich white male isn't going to take the crown that easily. Gavin's going to have to go through an identity politics gauntlet to survive. They're going to nag him to apologize for every little thing and force him into DEI hires. And it's going to make him look weak. It's going to be like Lord of the Flies. Good thing Rosie O'Donnell knows how to survive in the woods.
There was a squirrel rumble in my yard. I was like, looking at that mom, like, Julie Andrews, you're shocking me. What are you doing? You're pushing your baby squirrel off a wall? But I don't know, maybe I didn't see the first part of the argument. Hi, baby. Hi. Come on down. It's okay. You hear them telling each other? That lady with the gray hair, she's out. Get down to the yard. She's throwing walnuts. Hi, little friend. Popular. You're gonna be popular.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.